The Rocks Pirates. Now, One Piece chapter 957, you're probably thinking I already made a video called The Huge Bounties Revealed. There was very huge bounties revealed, and I'll be honest here, in the excitement of One Piece 957, because I'll be honest, this is definitely the chapter of the year in my opinion. This chapter, I reread it and I'm like, yo, I can't wait to reread this chapter a million times. Actually, 5 billion times. You guys know what I'm talking about. Or 5.5 billion times. Or 5.6. You guys know the speculations. But dude, I do want to say this. I did say in my video I would upload a different video coming up, which is more detailed on the actual important stuff in the chapter. Yes, the bounties are cool and very important, but I feel like now I can actually talk about the super important stuff, and I had the bounties for my initial hype reaction, and this is where I'm actually looking at the crazy reveals that are like really, how to say this, interconnected to the story. And you guys all see the title, The Rocks Pirates. Man, we got so much information on this legendary crew, probably the most legendary crew in the entire story of One Piece. This crew, maybe only the Roger Pirates surpassed it, but let's be honest here. Right now, looking at the guys who were on this group, I'm not too sure the Roger Pirates surpassed the Rocks Pirates. These guys are straight hitters, yo, and the fact of how powerful they are, and then shows the people who went up against them, like 2 people who don't like teaming up had to team up to take them out. That just shows you how hyped the Rocks Pirates are. In today's video, I'll be discussing the other things that happened in the chapter. A lot of stuff for Fujitora, Kaido, and Goku. There's a lot of very interesting stuff in this chapter that was just so hype. So let's get to it. The lasagna is a double upload today, so, and turn notification because there's gonna be a lot of videos coming out because of this chapter. So turn notification, like the video, guys, and let's get to it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to this chapter is the Rocks Pirates. You see the title, I have to talk about it. And Sengoku, man, oh man, he is an amazing storyteller. The story he was telling, the last time we saw Sengoku telling us a story, he was telling us how pretty much him and Corazon's relationship and all that and everything like that. But this is more, how to say this, very bigger, way bigger in a sense. The Sengoku Law moment in Dressrosa was cool, but this is Sengoku pretty much telling us the history of One Piece, getting our history, our facts about One Piece straight. And he discusses the Rocks Pirates and how Big Mom, Kaido, like, let's be honest here, they've been fighting like cats and dogs. That's what he says. They've been fighting like cats and dogs. So the fact that they teamed up is something very crazy. That's what Sengoku starts off with that, like that. Then he mentioned the Pirate Island Beehives. That's where the violent group pretty much came together. The Rocks Pirates came together on the Pirate Island Beehive. This is very important because the Pirate Island Beehive is kind of like the whole Davy Back fight stuff that was talked about. And now who's on the Pirate Island right now? It's Blackbeard. There's definitely a connection between Blackbeard and the Rocks Pirates. I truly believe that, and I'll discuss that probably in a future video when I get a little more information or do a little more research, honestly. But yes, but I do want to move on from this though. What he says that makes every Marine in the room shocked. Their jaws get to the ground. Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido. Now we know Big Mom and Kaido were on the rocks, but Whitebeard is a new development. Now, of course, I know there's SBS and interviews that said that Whitebeard was on the same ship with Miss Bakkins 40 years ago, and kind of alluding to Whitebeard being on the rocks. Now this is confirmation. Now this is just intense, honestly. These monsters on the same crew, 3 emperors, 3 of the 4 emperors pre-time skip were on the same crew. That is just mind-blowing to me personally. Honestly, it's just crazy to think that, honestly. And then they're all in the same crew, but the thing is, none of them were the captain. You would think if Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom were in the same crew, either Whitebeard's the captain, Big Mom's the captain, or Kaido's the captain. I think it's more sense that Whitebeard or Big Mom because they're older. But I do want to say this: Kaido, Big Mom, Whitebeard were under Captain Rocks. They were under a character. Also, other characters like Shikki. The thing is so great about Shikki, the gold lion Shikki was on the rocks. If you think about it, 40 years ago, Shikki should be around the same level as Whitebeard, as Big Mom, above even characters like Kaido if he's said to be an apprentice of the Rocks Pirates. But they kind of highlighted Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard because I think story-wise, they achieved more than Shikki, in my opinion. Shikki has a great feat escaping Impel Down, and that was pretty cool. The Ed War, the Marineford War, destroyed half of Marineford. Shikki has a lot of hype stuff, honestly. He has a lot of hype stuff. His story has a whole chapter to it called Chapter 0. But I think that Shikki's story was all built up for that movie, a non-canon movie. But now we're talking about something very big. It's the Rocks Pirates, and I feel like Shikki maybe, but you know they didn't get along. They stated that they didn't get along. Honestly, Shikki, Axe, I believe it was the guy was called Axe, Silver Axe, that's his name. Captain John, the whole buggy plot point right there with Captain John and his treasure. We saw him in his body in Thriller Bark. Moria, man, this guy just keeps on bringing legends out. Now we know how legendary this guy was. He was on the Rocks Pirates. A guy named Wang Zi, he was like it's kind of from like a real life Chinese pirate in the 16th century. That's what I saw in the information box. From what I'm gathering, they said that they all hated each other. Like they couldn't stand each other. And it makes sense, yo. Look at these guys. These guys are all ego-driven. These guys are all captains on the same crew. Like, Shikki is a captain, a top-tier captain on the same crew as Whitebeard, a top-tier captain on the same crew as Big Mom, a top-tier captain on the same crew as Kaido, a top-tier captain on the same crew as a guy literally named Captain John. Like, I can keep on going on and on and on. The Rocks, the guy who's leading the Rocks has to be most monstrous character in the story we have seen. Like, honestly, this guy's power has to be unrivaled. And it says, well, of course, rival, but as it comes to villain, I think if he's a villain, though, he's probably one of the most greatest villains when it comes to power. And I think Blackbeard will have to surpass this guy when it comes to him being a villain. But I do want to say this. His goal was to become the king of the world, and they said he was like a terrorist group against the world government. So honestly, like, what we're learning is they're very violent. You can call them a villainous group, but let's be honest, the world governments, they are kind of villainous in their own right. It just, they're seen as the good guys because of, let's be honest, the winners are always seen as good guys. Honestly, the winners are the good guys. We saw with Doflamingo's speech with Marineford. Oh no, yo, the information we got, the information dumped that Sengoku we got from Sengoku, thank you, Sengoku. Very, very entertaining. Now, moving on, the next piece of information I want to talk about is this island they called it God Valley. That's what they called the island. Now, I do want to say this. Many people are saying this island could be Raftail. I disagree, but I'll be honest with you, it's not a far-fetched speculation or theory. I'm not saying it's far-fetched. I just disagree on it right now. I think Raftail is its own island, honestly. But this island was where it happened, yo, pretty much. This is the island where the Rocks perished. This amazing crew that just a bunch of monsters. How can they be defeated? Well, Garp did two things that he did not like. One of the first things he did was he actually protected the Celestial Dragons. The reason why Garp doesn't want to become an admiral, said by Sengoku, is because admirals, of course, work right under the Celestial Dragons. We saw Sabaody and Kizaru had to go as soon as possible to go protect the Celestial Dragons because of what happened. Luffy punched a Celestial Dragon. We also see Garp talking crap about the Celestial Dragons during the reverie. Like, Garp does not like the Celestial Dragons. This has been noted, duly noted, and it just makes me appreciate Garp more as a character. I already loved Garp, but now I'm just loving Garp more and more. And the second thing he did that he didn't want to do was he allied with a pirate. That pirate was the future Pirate King at the time. The past Pirate King, of course, but Gold D. Roger. That greatness. The man that Garp took his son in. Ace. Man, oh man. This story is getting better and better by Oda revealing all these future and past plot points. The hype is real, honestly. And definitely makes me think, man, so many things right now. I gotta take a break. I gotta have a moment of silence for this greatness. Okay, I am back. But now I do want to say this. We all know Garp doesn't like pirates. Like, Garp does not like pirates. He wanted Luffy and Ace not to become a pirate, to become a marine. So the fact that he allied with a pirate is shocking, honestly. That's something that Garp probably does not want a lot of people to find out about. I do want to say this. When it comes to Garp finding out about the alliance, he's like, oh, this is very, very bad news when he sees Big Mom and Kaido are teamed up together. That was pretty cool seeing Garp in this chapter. A lot of hype from his past, but then seeing Garp right now, he was at Fishman Island getting the news. Garp is still in the game, guys. People are always downplaying Garp. It's been 2 years since Marineford. He's old. He's not. No, Garp is still in the game, guys. He's not sick. He's not sick like Whitebeard. He's just old like Whitebeard and Rayleigh. And we saw how powerful Rayleigh and Whitebeard were in their old age. Old age, Oda does not give a crap about it. He will still show these guys as complete monsters. We had Sengoku going up against a Blackbeard who just got Whitebeard's fruit ability. Like, these old guys still got it, guys. But I do want to say this. It said that Roger and Garp encountered each other on the island. So it's not like they teamed up and formed the alliance and then said, we're going to go to the island. They literally met on the island and then they teamed up against the Rocks Pirates. Now, this is leading me to a question. What was on this island? Honestly, what was on this island? Because if they met on the island, that means that Roger had his own goals because of the island. Rocks had his own goals because of the island. Marines had their own goals because of the island. And then Celestial Dragons had their own goals because of the island. This island has to be something very, very important. Maybe Shanks went to the Gorse to talk about a certain pirate, about this island reoccurring. Man, oh man, I got a lot of speculations right now. The island disappeared, so I'm super excited to see what comes when we actually, maybe Luffy gets to the island and finds out something very, very spooky about the Void Sentry. I'm not too sure, guys. The hype is real. Roger and Garp teamed up. That's all I gotta talk about, guys. That's all I gotta talk about. Another piece of information that was very, very huge in this chapter. Yes, this chapter is just a bunch of information. It's funny because this is my second time talking about the chapter. I talked about the bounties and now I'm talking about the craziness reveals. Rocks. This guy, Rocks, it was said that he was Roger's first and most formidable rival. If you think about it, more formidable rival, Whitebeard is a rival of Roger. Garp is a rival of Roger. Shikki is a rival of Roger. But none of these guys are the most formidable rival. His most formidable rival was the Rocks, Captain Rocks. Man, oh man. Well, he was the captain of Whitebeard. If you're the captain of Whitebeard, I can't even say it in my mind. Someone was the captain of Whitebeard, the strongest man alive. It's so far-fetched to say, but it's like someone being the captain of Goldie Roger. It's so hard to believe, honestly. It's like super hard to believe. It makes me understand though, like how Whitebeard didn't really care about Raftel and the One Piece and stuff like that. Like he let another man be his captain. Whitebeard was definitely a pirate, but he was searching for family, honestly, as a character. And I love Whitebeard. Whitebeard is my top 5 favorite character. Yo. No disrespect to Whitebeard. I love Whitebeard, but I do want to say this: first and most formidable rival. Rox is hype is through the roof. If you're gonna hype this character this much, yo, I want to see this guy come back, yo. Honestly, I want Luffy to fight Rox. That's my personal thing I want to see. Now, I do want to say this: he was involved with taboo subjects. I'm thinking Void Sentry, Willa D, a lot of that stuff. And the reason I say Willa D because it's revealed that Rox is a D member. Rox D Xebec. Now, a lot of people have been pointing out that Blackbeard's crew, Blackbeard's ship is named Xebec. He's on the Pirate Island Beehive. Blackbeard is definitely connected to Rox. He's with Moria. Okay, and I'm not sure the whole revival of Rox when it comes to him being a zombie, but still, Blackbeard definitely has some connections to Rox. Now, I do want to say this: the fact that Rox is a D, if you think about it, guys, Rox is a D, Roger's a D, Garp's a D. These guys are all D's, and Luffy's a D. I'm thinking Garp, Roger, Captain of the Rocks. It was a Willa D battle, a triple threat, or a 2v1. Actually, think about it. It could be a 2v1, and I think that Luffy might fight this guy and have another D battle with this guy, or it could be, how to say this, parallels to Luffy fighting Blackbeard, the Battle of the D's Part 2. When two D's go at it, pause. I gotta say pause, bro. Two Willa D's go at it. It's definitely gonna get really, really intense, guys. Super, super intense. Man, oh man, the hype of the reveals just were amazing in this chapter. Now, moving on from the greatness of what we saw, there was also some greatness in interactions, and Kaido, the current Fleet Admiral, interacting with the former Fleet Admiral Sengoku. Like, let's be honest here, Kaido calls him Sengoku-san. He has to respect him. That's his former boss, but let's be honest here too. Okay, I know you guys are thinking, why is Mac always say let's be honest here? It's kind of like something I always say. It's like a go-to phrase of mine. But let's be honest here. Yes, I'll say it again. Sengoku recommended Aokiji as a Fleet Admiral, not Akainu. I feel like Akainu found out about this, and he has some hostile feelings towards Sengoku. Honestly, I feel like that is definitely a possibility when it comes to their relationship. Now, that's something you just maybe assuming from their interactions, but I can see it, honestly. I can see it. Now, Akainu comes in the room with the Marines all talking about the rocks and everything and having just a whole history lesson, and he's like, no, we're not going to Wano, guys. We don't have enough resources. And that's like Akainu pretty much using a different mindset. Let's be honest here. The old Akainu, pre-time skip Akainu, is chasing a Blackbeard after getting Whitebeard's fruit ability. He's chasing Blackbeard, and he's like, he wants that smoke. The Fleet Admiral Akainu, what I've noticed so far, Fleet Admiral Akainu is more wary. He's more cautious. That's what I noticed so far. Akainu before was not as cautious as he is now as Fleet Admiral. And it makes sense. His position has changed. He's a different guy now. This is probably what Garp feared, yo, not having that freedom in a sense. But definitely Akainu says we're not going to Wano. Sengoku says in a sense that he has to let the new generation know you got to teach them about the past. If you don't learn about the past, you might have to repeat the same things in the future. Definitely think Sengoku's bringing out some very, very facts. And they talk about Oden, Kozuki Oden. Well, Kozuki Oden, it's confirmed to be the second division commander that Ace was taken over for. That position has been empty for a long time. It makes sense. Whitebeard and Kozuki Oden on the same crew, and then Rogers took Kozuki Oden off of Whitebeard's crew and pretty much went on the Pirate King journey, went to Raftel, and that's how the story goes. Now, it makes sense. Shanks was a part of Rogers' crew. Shanks probably witnessed Kozuki Oden get taken from Whitebeard's crew, so that's why we went to Whitebeard and said, hey, Marker, want to join my crew? And it could have been a kind of a double-handed joke to Whitebeard. I think that might have been an insult to Whitebeard because Roger took Kozuki Oden as second division commander, and now Shanks tried to take his first division commander. I think that was the whole plot point, that joke. I could be wrong. That's what I'm seeing right now. Honestly, that's why Shanks asked it. That always seems so questionable. Like, why did Shanks ask that? But now it makes so much sense. Oda's been planning these stuff for so long. Man, oh man, oh man. Kozuki Oden, Sengoku at the end of the chapter giving that hype about how Wano has a lot of big shots. What can I say, guys? One Piece is greatness, guys. That's all I can say. One Piece is greatness. Now, to talk about the minor things in this chapter. I know it's hard to say this chapter had minor things, but it did have minor things compared to the crazy reveals and the bounties. In any other chapter, this would probably be a major plot point. But Fujitora is bandaged up. We know Fujitora and Greenbow fought Sabo and the revolutionaries, Karaso, Morley, like he fought Lindbergh. They fought revolutionaries, so of course they're bandaged up. This showcases how powerful the revolutionaries are. People were downplaying the revolutionary commanders, but they seemingly have Fujitora bandaged up, and probably Sabo is leading that whole cause. And Sabo, man, his power scaling is definitely got to be questioned now. Where do you put his power? Fujitora is happy though. He's bandaged up, but he's happy. He's getting the jack treatment, but he's happy. Yo, the warlords are abolished. Kaido did not want that, and I feel like Kaido notifies him on the Big Mom and Kaido topic. I feel like Kaido knows that now they can't have petty wars between admirals when all this craziness is going down. Kaido was kind of sweating a little bit. And someone told me that a Sea King was in the panel, so people are saying that he's in the comm belt, that he's trying to get Boa Hancock. He's a blind man. Boa Hancock's powers rely on you looking at her beauty. That could be a thing, honestly. They're too busy. The Marines are too busy. That's what Kaido says. Are they too busy because Alabasta? They're trying to get Pluton? Are they too busy because of Sabo and revolutionaries and Dragon and all that? Are they too busy because Blackbeard is also in a chase for that thing? I don't know what's going on, but honestly, One Piece is just greatness. Now the final thing I want to talk about is Commodore brand new. Yes, this guy I believe is Greenbow. I'm kidding, guys. If you guys, that's an inside joke for everyone who's been on my channel for a long time. But Commodore brand new, just like he did right after Punk Hazard, he's bringing the hype right after Act 2 in Wano, and talking about bounties and all these things and warlords, how he's updating the warlords bounties. It seems like he's the one who pretty much is under control of doing the bounties. That's what I'm getting, but I could be wrong. I do want to say this when it comes to him. He's a very, very cool character. That's all I'm going to say about that. But he's also telling Marines about the news, about Big Mom and Kaido being together. They're all shocked. And he talks about, and I also want to talk about this, SSG, the Special Science Force of the Marines. Vegapunk, of course. We already knew that Fujitora said that they have something that's going to replace the warlords. Vegapunk has been working on it. The SSG. What is the SSG? I want to see the SSG, the hype of the SSG. I don't know. I'm not trying to rap, but I honestly just showcasing that science is definitely a big thing that I want to see. We know X-Drake is an astrophysicist. Does he have some connection to Vegapunk now that we know that he's part of the Marines? I don't know, man. One Piece, I honestly, Vegapunk's reveal is also something that we got to see now. Monkey D. Dragon's reveal. There's still reveals we got to see, guys. This chapter had so many reveals. There's still way more reveals that Oda has to show us. Man, Oda did say this arc is going to pretty much make Marineford look like a side story. I'm getting the feels right now. Because One Piece is having us every single chapter trending, yo. We're trending after every single chapter. Man, oh man. If you guys want to see my initial reaction to the chapter, I'm on Twitter, guys. The official Mac. The link is in this description down below. Click on that link. I'll be tweeting about One Piece and probably other animes too. I'm watching JoJo right now, so I'm going to tweet about that. But that's just my thoughts. The lasagna was real. Like and share if you enjoy. Like and share only if you enjoy. Subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.